Hello and welcome back. And if you're wondering about the long span of time between this and the previous video, as well as the change of scenery, yeah, I had to move house. Because turns out somebody who we shall not mention has been hiding bodies in the compost heap. Never mind. So anyway, today I'm reviewing Monster Hunter World, the second to latest instalment in the Monster Hunter franchise. A franchise that I have quite a bit of experience with. Oh, and I'll probably review Monster Hunter Rise and some of the other games at a later point. The story starts with your own customizable character arriving as part of the Fifth Fleet to a continent known as the New World to investigate an event called the Elder Crossing, and after a slightly bumpy arrival, you eventually arrive at the main hub area and get settled into the norm of completing quests, hunting monsters, and learning bit by bit more about the Elder Crossing. Turns out the Elder Crossing is an event where creatures called Elder Dragons travel in the New World to die. And the reason they're attracted to the New World is because of an Elder Dragon called Xeno'jiiva attracting them there and absorbing their energy when they die so it can morph into its next form. Defeating Xeno'jiiva, you are presented as a hero. On your own. Oh, and there's also a DLC and a bunch of weird crossovers with Final Fantasy and The Witcher as well. The gameplay, as the title suggests, mainly consists of hunting monsters, with occasionally collecting requested items on the side. And also comprises part of the main gameplay loop, which is hunting monsters, collecting items from those monsters, using those items to craft new armor and weapons, to then hunt more powerful monsters, and then the cycle repeats. There's also a quite large assortment of weapons, although I feel I don't really have enough time or the adequate experience to go through them all properly. I suggest watching some other people's videos like Joe Cat if you want a better description of them in depth. While the gameplay follows many of the traits of its predecessors, it is a noticeable step up from the previous installments, whose gameplay and graphics haven't really changed much since the series' debut on the PS2. This game, on the other hand, has had a lot of improvements towards the controls. They feel a lot more fluid and responsive than its predecessors. That kind of felt like trying to navigate a ship through a sea of custard at times. And the areas are a lot more free and open now, as they are all loaded as one large area, rather than having to wait through loading screens from section to section like the previous games. And while there are a bunch of other improvements, those are either too minor to bring up, or fall more into the category of the graphics are really good, with an insane amount of detail and polish put into everything. Well, except the lip sync, but it was a game that was originally released in Japan and was later dubbed into English, so I could kinda let it slide. They did a particularly good job with rendering the environments and new monsters, as well as adapting many of the previously existing monsters into the new graphic style. It shows just how much effort they were willing to go through with this game after sticking with the PS2 quality graphics for so long. And the soundtrack, while not the best, is still pretty cool. Not quite Rising Revengeance soundtrack levels of cool, but still pretty cool. And having mentioned it, I bet Jetstream Scam's gonna pop up any minute now. Or maybe maybe not. Anyway, on to my final. Well, this game is definitely a good one. Fun, challenging but fair. A respectable effort in development. And has weeks if not months of content. Iceborne's pretty good too. So if you're a fan of the Monster Hunter series, or just own a PS4, PC or whatever other console it gets re-released to in the future, I'd say it's worth giving a whirl. Well, that's all from me, and hopefully it won't take as long to see you guys next time! Those fools haven't realised I've snuck in here with them, and with the power of the magic Fabergé egg, I will finally be taken seriously. Oh, magic Fabergé egg, grant me the power that will give me the respect I deserve!
A spiral? It's following the Everstream.